Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Jakks Pacific Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It almost looks like Sonic 3 the Hedgehog the way they have it. Anyway, it's Shadow, and this line of figures you probably have seen by now. They've been out for like 2 months or something like that. It's starting to hit regularly though, so if you are looking for these guys, I'll put a link in the description below. They have been in and out of in stock at Big Bad Toy Store, but they are popping up all over the place if you can't get them online. But the movie's coming out, so I thought, okay, fine, I'll go ahead and start reviewing these guys. I have Sonic, Shadow, and Tails. I haven't found Knuckles yet. But yeah, they're surprisingly good figures. They're really, really good for the price point of, what are they, 15 bucks, I think it was. They're excellent. So let's go ahead and get them off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before I show you the figure, I do want to show you my package. I think the packaging is nice. It's nice. You get Sonic and Knuckles and Tails and then Shadow in the background. And it looks just like a movie packaging, but also, like, the whole thing about Sonic is the movie figures are close enough to the actual games and things other than Sonic's arms that they're kind of interchangeable. And I think even if you're not a huge fan of the movies, if you're a fan of the characters, you might like these figures. Except for maybe that one. But the other ones are pretty darn good. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to do a question of the day. Are there any of you who are fans of the games who are not fans of the movies? I'm guessing not. There's not that much Sonic media out there, and it's good enough that it seems like everybody who's into it would like it, but let me know. Alright, so there he is up against the Marvel Legends Darwin. He's not a 6-inch tall figure, but scaling, you could probably fudge it. I think they're probably big. If I remember in the movie, he should be short, like movies, the previous two. I don't think they're that tall compared to humans. I'm pretty sure they're not, like, way smaller. Yeah, but what the heck, right? You could fudge it if you wanted to. So yeah, he stands to the top of his hair, about 15 centimeters, let's just call it that, and that's going to be, let's call it 5 3/4 inches, so he's got some good size to him. At 15 bucks, I think he's actually kind of big, and he's got a decent amount of paint, so let's go ahead and get into the aesthetic. We'll talk about the hair first. It's not the best. You probably need another coat of paint on there. I don't hate it because it's hair, so you can kind of get away with it, but it's definitely good enough, I think. I think it's not great. The ear paint is surprisingly good, given the orientation and the way they had to paint that, so that's okay. His chest floof, maybe the most important floof on him, very nicely done. That might even be a separate piece of plastic. It is. So yeah, that's why it's so clean. It's a separate piece of plastic. And then for his face, there's some problems. The red paint around the eyes is very clean. The red paint for the eyes and the pupil, also very clean, but the way they've done the transparent eye thing, it doesn't line up right at any angle other than straight on, which looks great, but then from the side it's screwed up. So I don't know what the deal is, if they're going to fix that in future releases or whatever. I don't care for that at all, but if you look at it straight on, it looks great. The nose is painted well enough. The bit of like flesh tone between the eyes painted on there is okay, but it's not great. His arms, painted well enough. Like for a $15 figure, there's enough going on here. There's a lot of red that should be more opaque, but it looks pretty darn good. And the sculpt is good too. That's what I wanted to mention more specifically. Like, you get the hair everywhere, and that's fine, and it's a generally good sculpt. But if you look at his feet, we're going to zoom in. There's a lot of extra detail that they really didn't need to add. Let me see if I can brighten this up for you guys a little bit. There we go. But they did. For a cheap figure like this, they put a lot of effort into it. And that just goes to show more effort can be added to most figures these days. And the companies just aren't doing it. So yeah, for this price, he looks great. 9 out of 10. If he was $25 or $26 like a figure like this, then maybe it wouldn't be as high a rating. But he's still better than Marvel Legends at $10 more, $11 more. So that's nuts. Alright, that's nuts. Now, as far as accessories, you don't get any. So there's that, 0 out of 10. As far as articulation goes, he's got a ball peg neck, which works well enough. It's not like super advanced articulation or anything, but you don't need it. So that's good. That's good. For the shoulders, you get a butterfly joint. Who would have thunk it? Butterfly joint. These have to be the best Sonic figures that have ever been made. Butterfly joint in there, full-on ball hinge shoulder, so full-on range. It goes all the way up and all the way around, of course. Bicep swivel built into there. Single jointed elbow, but just better than 90 degrees. That's fine. It'll rotate there as well. The gloves, don't rotate back here, but you have hand rotation right there, and a hinge, and articulated fingers for, I guess, gripping, which would be fine if you came with like a Chaos Emerald or something like that, but you kind of can get a fist going. You can. So yeah, pretty good articulation there. For the torso, he has torso articulation. Not sure it's really worth it, because he doesn't have like a lot of range. Doesn't go side to side very well, forward and back pretty limited. It's basically just rotation, but it is included, and there is some play there. For the hips, full-on ball hinge hips, they're Y cuts, or Y joints, so you have to kind of finagle them, but they are essentially ball hinges, so you get all the range you need in any direction. You do get your thigh swivel, which is necessary for that joint, but you do get that. Double or single jointed knee, just like the elbow, better than 90 degrees. The boot rotation doesn't happen there. It happens, does it happen? I thought it rotated. Does it not rotate? Maybe the boots don't rotate, I thought they did. Well, you get the hinged ankle, which works really nicely, and it does have an ankle rocker built in. So it's not the best ankle. I swear I thought the boots rotated. Is mine stuck? Yeah, I can't get it to rotate, so maybe they don't. But yeah, the ankles are pretty darn good. I wish the boots rotated. Or shoes, I know they're not boots. But yeah, it's still, for 15 bucks, what the heck? It's got all the articulation you could expect in most figures that are $10 or $11 more. So that's incredible. I swear the boots should... I thought the boots rotated. They don't, apparently. I don't know. They should. There's no reason they don't. Same thing with the gloves. They're separate pieces. They should rotate. But yeah, it's still really good. So 9 out of 10 for articulation. And now it's time for the final verdict. For a $15 figure that really doesn't need to be reviewed because, like, who's sitting there thinking, well, I really want this Shadow figure, but that $15, it has to be a certain level of good. Like, it's going to be good enough if it exists, basically. But this is exceptional. It's really, really good. My point is it would have to be really bad for it to not be worth getting at 15 bucks, but instead, it's way better than it has any business being. They are really good. If you guys want me to review Sonic and Tails, I'll do that. I don't know if I really need to. Let me know. We'll see how this video performs. But if you guys like these videos, then sure, I'll do more. But yeah, I had to do Shadow because Keanu Reeves, and because Shadow's like the coolest thing ever. I've always liked Shadow ever since his inception. So, anyways, there it is. I will give it an overall rating of 9.5 out of 10. You really can't do better than this at 15 bucks. You can't do better than this at like $26 most of the time. So sure, if you're into this at all, track one down. I'll put a link in the description below if they're not in stock anymore there. Just look around. They're at Targets and Walmarts and GameStops. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.